just learning out of a textbook. You're learning from people who have made this career work for them. And now they are able to take what they've learned and pass it on to the next generation.
Hello, my name is Thomas Smith, and I am currently studying theater studies and am in my final year at the University of Guelph.
Hello, my name is Oren Bose. I am in theater studies, and I am in my final year at the University of Guelph.
I came to the University of Guelph because I really fell in love with the campus the first time that I visited, and I was also intrigued because they offered the best financial support for my program.
I visited the University of Guelph a few times before. I actually became a student. In high school, I had upper year friends who attended here, and when I came to visit them on campus, I fell in love with the campus, the town, and when I became interested in pursuing an education in theater, it seems like a really good fit.
I chose theater studies because I used to love acting and writing and everything that had to do with drama in high school. And so I felt that the next step for me was to pursue a university education in theater studies. And doing so, I have been able to find a love for lighting design as well as further my skills with playwriting.
So a lot like Thomas, I spent my high school career very invested in drama, improv, musical theater, acting, directing, and it seemed like theater studies would give me a really good chance to pursue all of those. The faculty here is very diverse, and they all offer a very unique perspective on this field, and it was interesting that I came in and wanted to do acting and directing, and ended up falling in love with scenic carpentry.
The main stages that they do every second semester, where they have a professor directing a stage performance that everyone gets to work on. And so you get to work with your fellow students, whether you're in tech, whether you're in acting, whether you're in design. Everyone gets to come together creatively and to create a performance for the public.
I would say one of my biggest highlights during my time here at the University of Guelph would be the capstone course ensemble. And it really gives students a chance to really flex the skills they've picked up throughout their time in the program. Like Thomas mentioned, the main stage is a great way to really build those skills, but with the safety net of having real professionals there to help you out. Sometimes it's written and devised independently by the students, or they decide on a show and they'll write it, they'll direct it, they'll do the tech for it. Everything is completely student run, and it's a very satisfying way to end the program because it's a way to prove you know what you know.
My biggest takeaway from theater studies at the University of Guelph is finding exactly what you love in the field of theater studies. There's so many different aspects of theater you can go into and discover for yourself, whether that be tech or whether that be acting. And there's classes and there's professors that specialize in those things where you can communicate with and work together to achieve and learn the skills that you want to have in theater.
So as I mentioned, I've delved more into the technical aspects of theater, and through the main stages, through the O Week and Snow Week student productions, through ensemble, I feel as though I've picked up a great deal of practical skills, practical knowledge about how the industry works, and it has made me feel much more confident that I'll be able to make this a career.
My favorite thing about the internship in New York was being able to experience what hands-on technical work is actually like. I found it's very different from like the theoretical of like looking at a lighting grid or like building a set uh, in a learning environment. Whereas when we were actually in New York, we were able to join the American Vicarious's performance of Aloft Modulation. Um, and so I was personally allowed to assist the lighting designer in setting up the lighting plot, as well as the projections designer, as I've taken a great interest in media and projection designs, which is something that is rather unheard of at other university programs. But I was actually able to work with the media designer and work with a program called Milliman to assist mapping projections on the stage, and designing the overall look of the performance.
The highlights for me was being able to work with industry professionals. I mean, these are people operating in off Broadway productions. This is their livelihood, and being able to work next to them and feel and feel like you're their equal, right? Like being able to work with them and have sort of the proof that your skills are up to snuff. I was a part of the set construction, so loading in the pieces that were built off site into the theater, putting them together over the course of 3 days, rigging, connecting different flats, a lot of very specialized technical work, creating unique projection surfaces for the media team. It was all extremely valuable experience.
What I found made the program at the University of Guelph unique was the smaller class sizes allow you to get more personal with your professors. Like you can communicate with them more, and I feel as though like it became a close-knit community almost. Instead of having massive 150 student class sizes, you have close to like 15 to 30. So it feels as though you can really like hone your skills and get one-on-one training almost, even though it's not necessarily one-on-one, but everyone feels like a group, everyone's working together, and it's almost like a family.
Yeah, the experience at Guelph, it is very unique because a lot of theater programs at other universities and other schools, they it feels very segmented. It feels like the different disciplines are almost distant from one another. So you're going to have the acting kids, they're going to be off doing their thing. The tech kids are over here, and even within tech, it can be very secular. But with the University of Guelph, you really get to dip your toe into every single aspect of it, right? I joined the program wanting to acting and direct, and while I was able to do both of those things, I figured out I have a love for being a technician. And, I was able to experience costuming, lighting, set design, set building, media, which is one thing that a lot of other universities and programs seem to not be as up to snuff with as Guelph is. One of our professors, Troy Howery, has really put a very big emphasis on media and the way it can be used as an extremely valuable tool to create theater and to have these very magical experiences on stage. Um, and like Thomas mentioned, being able to pick the brains of our professors who are from all over Canada and have extensive and long careers, being able to learn directly from them with the small class sizes, you really can't beat something like that. It's again, it goes back to the practical experience. You're not just learning out of a textbook. You're learning from people who have made this career work for them, and now they are able to take what they've learned and pass it on to the next generation.